parents are concerned. You have parents calling the police tipping them off, or tipping his people off. Hey, they're coming. So he's evaded all forms of legal recourse right now. Mm-hmm. So let's take this a step further. What about those who are employed by him who know these things are going on?
Mm. That I feel everybody enabled him. Like, he really don't think it's a problem, so how can he acknowledge it? Like, if in his psyche, how can he acknowledge something that he don't think is a problem?
Well, you're right. But if I'm with you and I see that you're doing these things, right? Whether I'm on your payroll or not, I have a cousin, I may have a sister, I have an aunt, you know, I may have female friends. We all have women as part of our lives in some capacity. So if I'm your employee and I see these things going on and what you're doing, now I'm aiding and abetting. So when the hammer falls down, does it just fall on Robert or does it fall on his entire crew?
It falls on his entire crew because they was going out getting the girls as well. So it falls on the entire crew. Everybody enabled this man. Everybody gave him what he wanted. If he allegedly wanted little girls, they was going to go out and get them.
Right.
So,
because I think early in his career, and these were just, various videos and interviews that I saw on YouTube over the years, but I actually used to drive trucks in Chicago, the south side of Chicago.
I used to go to the high schools.
I've actually gone by the high school that I wasn't even aware at the time he didn't graduate from the school because of his academic issues or whatnot. But to know that he was still frequenting these high schools on his own.
Why did they stop him?
It wasn't stopped at that point. And I'm pretty sure that his status grew to it that he wasn't able to just physically go and stand at the high school corners or bus stops anymore and recruit these girls. So someone, like you said, was having to do these things for him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's deeper than just the one man.
The system messed up. It's all messed up. Like, he going to the high school. Adults see him coming to the high school and getting teenagers. Mm. So nobody not gonna say anything.
And then even speaking to the fact of the parents, because that's what you hear and see pertaining to the Lifetime series. Mm-hmm. You have other celebrities going out and speaking. I believe Master P did a response, and he's like, "Yo, the parents. Okay, what responsibility lies on the parents if you know that this multimillionaire is courting? I can't even use courting as a proper word, but preying on your child, and there's incentive for you. Why would you not speak up? Why would you not blow the whistle a little bit harder than what was done, even if there were other systems in place, such as the police department and whatnot being involved?"
Right. I don't care if it was my kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the police department would definitely be involved.
Right. We shooting up everything. You hear me? The parents would. I feel like they wanted money. I literally feel like they wanted money.
Well, you brought up Master P, so let's hear what P had to say.
Lifetime just made a lot of money. Everybody knows Lifetime is. That's a reality show. 6 seasons, 6 episodes of that. Let's be real. Now the truth, what I don't like, the parents, if you somebody daddy and you knocking on the door, pitching them when they got your daughter in there, y'all know I ain't gonna be on no reality show or Lifetime. I'm gonna be on CNN, straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get real. Think about it. I'm not gonna play with nobody. I'm gonna burn it down. I'm gonna do something. So I'm telling y'all, that's what I don't like. This ain't your kid in there. My character gone. God know I believe, I trust, all that, bro. But that'll be out the window. Nobody gonna.
So Master P is saying, "Listen, this is my shawty. You know what I mean? This is my seed
for real.
That's in there. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to get my kid back." And as a father, absolutely. Even as a mother, because mothers are nurturers and fathers are. So he's speaking from a protector standpoint. And even the father on that video, he was speaking from a protector standpoint. Now, here's the key with this: it is the I guess the girl's Azriel, her parents. So her father and her mother would have taken the appropriate recourses in saying, "Hey, we sent your older sister." So they did attempt to put some form of accountability in place, but without neither of them knowing what they were really getting into.
I don't believe that they didn't know what they was getting into. I don't care if he got acquitted from all those charges. It was in the news, stated that R. Kelly was on tape having sex with an underage girl. I seen that tape and it was him. And that was years. I'm not finna have my daughter going to a man that I know. I don't care if it was allegations or what. No, you can't go.
Well, I think there's a certain luster as a parent that is attached with my daughter, and specifically because we're talking about women, and a superstar. I think that we can easily draw the illustration that, at those times, I don't care what monetary incentive there may be. I'm not going to intentionally place my daughter in harm's way. But we can look back through time, especially with the history of entertainers, where this is done very frequently. Look at Tina Turner. Anna Mae was a child when she bust onto the scene and was released from her mother to this man that she has some predatory type issues. So I think that there was definitely, more so of a personal incentive that trumped the welfare of my child in those cases where a woman or a family is willingly allowing their daughter. I don't care if it is with the big sister. If it ain't with the big shotgun, with me holding this big shotgun, my child ain't going.
Well, I'm with you now. I'm going to go on the other side of this. Because if we look at the dynamic from a lot of these young girls, and we don't know the financial status of any of these families, but let's presume that they're the average family, and your daughter or son, because again, this can go either way, and this should be transparent, has been approached by a megastar. Hey, your kid, your shorty, your jit, whatever you want to call them, they got it. I want to work with them. That within itself is like, okay, you know what? This is going to transcend the entire dynamic of our family.
Right.
Financially, generationally, all the other little perks that come with that. So, as opposed to seeking out counsel to say what goes on, with this process. Say we were talking about earlier. This goes back to potentially Aaliyah, or it predates Aaliyah, and I'm sure it probably does because you're talking about the high school earlier. So, if we know these things, and the possibility of essentially they're being dangled in front of mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whomever it may be, to change the livelihood of the entire family or the scope of the entire family, that's something that may be a once in a lifetime type entity. So I agree, you definitely have to do your due diligence in making sure that the appropriate measures are in place. Now, based on the show, he told them everything they wanted to hear. Right? Yeah, we're gonna now I think where they went wrong is saying, hey, when he supposedly informed them that the label's going to appoint someone to be with her as a guardian. All hands stop. No, I understand that. That's all cool. But my people finna be here. Right? Now, I understand what you're saying. We operate by the method of trust but verify. I hear what you're saying, dog, but
it's my baby.
Yeah, the street too, and I don't just know you like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So mom's at the end of the she was like, hey, I don't, and I see you coming at your head. I done been to jail before, and I ain't afraid to go back. But it's becoming now for these girls in my own opinion a little bit more dangerous because now his avenues of income are drying up because he really hasn't necessarily released a record in quite some time. A lot of your major streaming avenues and venues, Spotify, Apple, they're not heavily promoting him and as they used to. So your income, but you still have this stable of women and this lifestyle that you're trying to live now. Unless you have a heck of a financial advisor that's keeping your money growing at double digit, growing over double digit, percentages over the years, you're going to run into an issue eventually. So that's where it becomes dangerous for these girls because now, as the one young girl from, I believe, from Texas stated, when she first ran into the first young lady who was in the TMZ video, she was there, she was, answering to his every beckon and command. So what happens now when he can no longer supply what it takes to meet the needs of himself first? Because, at the end of the day, if the poop hit the fan, people gonna look at themselves first. They're gonna let me take care of Metal Uno.
That's
and
right.
y'all get it how you get it,
Y'all
but
figure it out.
I got to make sure that this right here is taken care of. And not only that, what's gonna happen when they get older?
Yeah, I go through a lot of counseling.
Well, it's gonna be worse than that because now what your life was is no more,
Right.
and once it's gone, what do you do?
Because the money is gone, but all the remnants, the emotional problems, that's there.
Well, let's take it a step further than that. That's part of it when the money dries up. But let's talk about what happens before that because these girls aren't getting younger.
Right.
So, okay, you don't meet the qualifications anymore. So now I have to make room for somebody else.
Yeah.
See, nobody's talking about that.
Because his appetite for the
certain body
demographic
type, right,
isn't changing that he wants.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So as they get older, he phases them out. Where do they go?
That's a good question.
What do they do? So we know that, it's going to take, it's probably going to take the rest of their life to recover. But what do they do when they're transitioned or phased out, so to speak? Out with the old, in with the new. We want, we as as our pops say, we want the latest model. What do you do when the latest model comes in and now you're outdated? And now you're out here, you don't have the lifestyle, all these things that you're, and I don't even think there's really a lifestyle that they're accustomed to because based on the one young lady who was actually in the home, they were worse than slaves, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
He's on the Lifetime series. They said that he kept them apart. They used to have to stomp the floor, ask to eat, knock on thing. If they not being obedient, he starved them for 3 days and stuff like that. My thing is, I don't understand how you can let somebody, well, I can't say that. I do understand how you can let somebody belittle you like that. I do. But that's just like really like crazy.
Well, having been in the military and served and actually, been deployed to Iraq, I was, I don't want to say fortunate to witness different techniques as far as mental warfare that you would inflict upon, your adversary. And that's basically exactly what that is. It's a form of mental and emotional warfare that it's hard to conceive if you haven't actually, been subjected to that.
Yeah, on the series, they did state that he will tear them down and then build them up. Tear them down and then build them up. So that is kind of.
So with that being said, who are you now looking to as the sole source of just everyday motivation? The same person that's tearing you down is the same person that you're now expecting to be the one to build you up. So now you're completely relying on that person, their tactics, and whatever it is that they're utilizing to keep you in that form of bondage. So I think it's very difficult to understand. And even how it affects you know,